I grew up an Orthodox Jew, and I'm still quite observant, but not fully Orthodox. And I, of course, kept kosher for all of my youth. Then, when I was in England for my junior year, I figured it wouldn't hurt my parents' feelings, and I violated every ritual law in Judaism because I didn't want to observe out of habit, but out of conviction. And then I came back to many of them. So that for much of that year, I didn't keep kosher at all. And I remember, this is what I want to tell you, what this has to do with your question. So I remember the first time I ate ham, and it was a somewhat emotionally jolting experience. Now, fast forward. I also remember the first time I voted Republican. And I want you to know that that was tougher emotionally than the first time I ate ham. I thought I was betraying everything good that I had ever learned. I had gone over to the dark side by voting Republican. That is how deep the belief in liberals, forget leftists, is that as bad as the left is, I can't vote Republican.
What does that tell you about just human nature in terms of belief? Because I've definitely come around to this, that my atheist friends, some of whom are your friends too, that they end up believing in something one way or another. I think that's in essence what you're saying. You can trade all that stuff in for another
Right.
set of views, but you're going to end up believing in that, and usually it's kind of worse.
The brilliant line on that is attributed to GK Chesterton, but I don't know if there's proof he actually said it. But the guy was so witty, he might have said it. And here it is. When people stop believing in God, they don't believe in nothing. They believe in anything. And here's your proof. They believe men give birth.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the proof of Chesterton's line. They don't believe in nothing. They believe in anything. If you're a college graduate today, you not only believe men give birth, you believe that to deny men give birth is to deny science.
You, by the way, said in essence that on Bill Maher, basically about a year ago, and the media went crazy.
2.5 years ago.
Was it that
right
long
before
already?
COVID.
Jeez. What a time warp. So you've seen it, but your viewers can watch this. It's somewhere on YouTube. Dennis Prager, Bill Maher. Yeah, we'll lay it in.
Sure
We'll lay the clip in right here so people get to see it.
The left wing says, I'll give you gigantic lies, that the United States is a racist country. This is a lie. This is a gargantuan lie. This is the least racist, multicultural, multi-ethnic country in the history of the world. That these people believe it is proof to me about how effective lying can be. This is an unbelievably non-racist country. Have you people been to Asia? Do you people know that the Japanese did not allow one Vietnamese boat person into Japan because they're not Japanese? But we allowed them into America.
What is that?
We're better than we're better than the Japanese. No, we're better than everyone.
Dumb argument
we are
is
less
that.
racist than any country with many races.
Okay,
it is a lie.
But we could still have some
that
racism
have ever been documented.
Of course there's I'm a Jew. There are anti-Semites in America. It is a giant lie that America is anti-Semitic. I taught Jewish history at Brooklyn College. I know it. I wrote 2 books on Judaism. Yes. This is the least anti-Semitic country Jews have ever lived in. To say America is anti-Semitic is a lie. To say it is racist is a lie. These are giant left-wing lies.
We're talking about degrees.
To say that men can menstruate is a lie. And that is what is said.
Wait, where did that?
You never heard it, right? Okay, check it out, folks. Check it out. Anyone who says a man cannot menstruate is considered transphobic.
I missed this whole story.
You did? I did. I agree.
He said, oh, Trump lies, Trump lies, Trump lies. Said, doesn't compare to left lies. What are you talking about, Dennis? Well, America systemically racist is a gigantic lie, and so is men menstruate. And he just laughed. and the audience was laughing all at me. Where the hell did I come up with that goofy line, men menstruate? That was just 2.5 years ago.
Alas.
And now he's making fun of the emoji from Apple of the what is it, the pregnant man?
The pregnant man, yeah. So what?
Yeah.
So actually, help me as my proxy rabbi. One of the things I've been talking about on the show a lot for the last 2 months, maybe more than anything else, is my last remaining liberal friends. So the Bill Maher types who get it on free speech, and they get it on wokeism, and they get it on critical race theory and all the stuff, but they seem unable to get to the end of the road, which is that perhaps liberalism in its modern sense, or the Democratic Party in its modern sense, or some version of those things is what led to all of this. And they might have to vote for you scary religious Republicans. What do I do with these people? I want to be open, but I also want to get them to the end of the road.
Okay, you are so right. So here is my story, and this will answer your question.
Thank you.
I think
for solving this one for me.
Yep. No, but it's not gonna. You're not gonna be happy. Here it is. So I grew up an Orthodox Jew, and I'm still quite observant, but not fully Orthodox. And I, of course, kept kosher for all of my youth. Then, when I was in England for my junior year, I figured it wouldn't hurt my parents' feelings, and I violated every ritual law in Judaism because I didn't want to observe out of habit, but out of conviction. And then I came back to many of them. So that for much of that year, I didn't keep kosher at all. And I remember, this is what I want to tell you, what this has to do with your question. So I remember the first time I ate ham, and it was a somewhat emotionally jolting experience. Now, fast forward. I also remember the first time I voted Republican. And I want you to know that was tougher emotionally than the first time I ate ham. I thought I was betraying everything good that I had ever learned. I had gone over to the dark side by voting Republican. That is how deep the belief in liberals, forget leftists, is that as bad as the left is, I can't vote Republican. The toxicity of the message that the danger is on the right has been so effective that Bill Maher could never vote Republican.
Look, you may be right, and you're probably more of a realist, and maybe I'm still a little bit of a dreamer, but I'm going to work hard on getting the guy to move.
No, we have to work.
Yeah.
He who saves one life is considered to have saved the whole world.
By the way, my friend, I don't know if you've ever seen any of these videos on PragerU, but there was a guy, very handsome guy, by the way, who did a video that was all about people leaving the political closet. You might find that one interesting. Very handsome guy, beard.
I don't remember him as that handsome.
Open,
it's
jacket.
Interesting. It's funny. We have some handsome presenters.
Anyway, you could go. We'll send you the whole catalog. You'll dig it. All right, I want to talk about COVID a little bit because I went with you in October of 2020, a month before the election. I said to you, Dennis, you got to come with me to one of these Trump rallies in Beverly Hills. I had gone the week before by accident. I had driven past one after breakfast, and I said, I'm just going to walk in there and see what happens. It was the most joyous, spectacular thing I had ever seen at from a political perspective, at least. And I called you the next day. I said, Dennis, you got to come to this thing. We go to this thing. This is that, still at the peak of COVID or whatever you want to call it. There's thousands of people smiling, happy, dancing, singing, joyous. And as we're walking to Santa Monica Boulevard, we had to park a couple blocks away, you said to me, and neither one of us were vaxxed, you said to me, you know what, it would probably be good if I got COVID here. That's what you said. You then did get COVID about a year later and were attacked in the most vile ways on Twitter and everywhere else for getting COVID while not vaxxed. I think you see where I'm going with this. Can you just lay out what your story was on all of this? And I also want to give you credit. Actually, I'm doing too much talking as the interviewer, but I want to give you credit on something. You said back in April of 2020, which is now almost 2 years ago, your exact quote related to lockdowns, quote, The worldwide lockdowns are the greatest mistake in human history. That's what you said basically 2 years ago about all this nonsense. Then we walk into a rally and you were prepared to get COVID. You didn't get it there. You ended up getting it about a year later. Longest question I've ever set up. Take it away.
No, no, don't in any way be apologetic. I love listening to you anyway. But, okay, there are two separate issues. They're related. One is I'm very proud of the fact, because it took, I have to admit, but you're courageous yourself, so you know this. And that's the greatest compliment I could offer. You're also handsome. I was kidding about the video.
You're looking pretty good, too. You lost a little weight, didn't you? You lost a little weight. You look good.
I look good. I don't know if I lost weight. Okay. Thank you. By the way, I hate being told I look good because I heard many years ago this great line. There are 3 ages in life: youth, middle age, and you're looking great. So every time somebody says I'm looking good or looking great, I go, oh, crap.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop yelling, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.